I think
Life updates.
The skyscrapers causing vertigo. The countdown begins in Tokyo.
It's quick,
27
easy.
days alone means 20 million ways to cope without you. I'm in a reckless fever, love-struck girl, I tease her. Thought I'd never be her. Quite the job you've done on me, sir. You've been hosting parties in my mind.
Hey, welcome back to the vlog. It's actually Sunday now. I wanted to come in and get an early start to the week. We have quite a few meetings this week, especially for Shred. Typically startups and any other companies working in tech, they usually hire a firm or a consulting company to handle the sort of requirements that you need to claim these kinds of tax credits. I think the way to think about it is you can get north of 40% cash back after your fiscal year, and you submit your claims as part of your annual tax return. You would have seen my girlfriend and I go to IKEA and build this cart. But the reason why I got this cart in the first place was that usually on work days, I'm waking up at 7, having a slow start to my morning with a coffee, getting ready. And then I usually get here to the office at around 9. And the idea is if I can just have coffee here at the office, I can just wake up at 7, get here. Right now it's a little bit past 8 and we can just get a head start, an hour and a half extra here at the office and for work. I'm not gonna say too much right now, but I'm gonna unbox things that go on top of this cart and you guys will see. Hey, good morning, how are you? Okay, that was actually a really good call. Within the 3PL industry, there's a lot of consultants that will help businesses choose the best software tools to implement. And a lot of these times, these consultants are contracted or represent software companies. So there's going to be, consultants that specifically offer product A, B, or C, for example. Those will be the tools that they typically push onto clients that enlist their services. The call I just had was with one of these consulting companies that consult for 3PLs, and they do some manufacturing, to my understanding as well. They currently don't have any deals with any WMS providers, but I did a walkthrough of our tool, and one of the features that I've been working on over the last little bit, he said he hadn't seen in any WMS, and that he's seen a lot of different WMSs. So it makes me happy to hear that. And to be honest, it wasn't too much work to implement. So it kind of just shows the different gaps in the market, the sort of problems that the incumbent software companies aren't willing or don't want to solve for their clients. Usually after these meetings, I send a quick follow-up going over what we talked about and then what some of the next steps are. I think with this specific person, the next steps would just be to reach back out a little bit down the line when we have more of a packaged product. I actually have a call in 15 minutes or so with a business that specifically works with Shred. This is kind of the first meeting that I'm going to have talking about this. So I'm going to spend the next little while doing a little bit of research and making sure that I don't have questions that I'm holding for after the call. Make sure we can make the most out of our time. Okay, so the call earlier went well. We did get referred to this firm by someone else that we know who has used their services before. Their rate was 20%. I think this is pretty standard. They're incredibly nice. They were incredibly thoughtful, but I do think we have to consider other options. I am just about to hop on another call, this time with a consultant at EY. We just want to learn more about Shred and then what these different pricing models look like. And we want to find the best partner for our business going forward. Excited to see what they have to say and learn more about what they can offer us. EY done. Pretty cool. I think now that I've done a couple of these calls and I've done my own research, I kind of know enough about the program itself. I think it just comes down to the specific services, how hands-on these firms are. I think ideally we would want someone to be a little bit more involved just to make sure that we're tracking the right things and we'll be able to prove the actual work that we are doing on a week-to-week basis at the end of the fiscal year. We have one more of these calls later on this week with Deloitte, and considering the amount that we'd be getting almost cash back from these government programs, I think we're going to be in a really good place starting next year and just riding the momentum that we're aiming to build in our first year of business. It's 7 o'clock, just finished up work. I actually uploaded a video today, so if you watched it, sorry for posting it late, but I'm happy it's up now. Today is back in biceps. There's probably gonna be really loud music in the gym. I'll just throw up the workout right here. Like I said, back in biceps. I'm gonna go get changed and let's get started. End of the day on Tuesday now. I would say it was a really productive day, but I wasn't able to record too much. Spent a lot of the day grinding LinkedIn actually. We already have one call scheduled with an executive of a American 3PL fulfillment business. It's pretty exciting speaking to an American version of our ICP. It seems like their business embraces tech, and the person that I was speaking with was incredibly enthusiastic, and we kind of, as soon as I sent over my first message, we managed to schedule the meeting on the spot. It's going to be tomorrow in the afternoon. Today is going to be shoulders and triceps workout right here. I don't know if you can tell. Pretty tired from today, but still going to get this workout in.
We don't call at each other, but she reminded
Next day now, I'm about to jump into that call that I had introed yesterday. This person is part of the sales team at this really, really large network of 3PLs and fulfillment centers worldwide. They were actually incredibly nice over LinkedIn and email, so I'm looking forward to it. They have a really unique set of experiences. So they were a e-com brand owner, founder themselves, and then eventually transitioned into the fulfillment space, working for a very large name in the industry, and then now moving to their current company, which is, again, another large player in the game. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of prep, doing some research on them, where they've worked before, tying in some of the questions that we've had recently that we believe that this person would be able to help shine some light on. So coming up in about 15 minutes, and I'm looking forward to it.
So this week has been a lot of quality of life updates to the application. When we started, we were going really fast, just trying to ship out the bare bones to get everything working in terms of the warehouse associate flow. We still want to go pretty fast, but now it's time, while we're waiting for the integrations, to add in some new quality of life features like getting attachments uploaded, allowing clients to add notes to orders and shipments so that warehouse associates can communicate with them, and if there's any special instructions, UI changes, just stuff to make the actual usage of the app a lot easier. And yeah, that's going to be the rest of the week. We have a cool 2-week plan that we saw at the end of last week's video. We're going to try to hit all of those goals while the integrations are running concurrently. And hopefully the app looks a little bit more polished by the end of these 2 weeks with a lot more of the core functionality.
Okay, it's 6:30. Just finished the workday, and today's workout is going to be a little bit different. We're about to go meet one of our friends. We're all starting our marathon training now, and we're going to try to put in a few kilometers at a park.
I'm always thinking of you, baby. Yeah.
Okay, just finished up the run. Hair's a little bit crazy because I was wearing the hat, but time up on the screen right here. Super fun. First time running with friends in 2026. I enjoyed it. Hopefully we can do this again, but perfect weather, 17 degrees Celsius. It's 8 o'clock, 30 minutes, drive home. I'll see you guys tomorrow. 9:40, about to jump into the first call of the day at 10. This is going to be with Deloitte to talk about Shred. So after the EY call, we didn't really get a quote on the spot, which kind of makes sense. So they're going to reach out to me hopefully before the end of the week with what the pricing looks like. They did offer to do pricing 3 ways, which I think are the only 3 ways that it could be offered, which is contingent based on a successful claim. So a certain percentage of the return. Then you have hourly, and then lastly a flat rate. I think we're leaning towards either flat rate or contingent based, but we kind of have to see what both those options look like. But yeah, I think for a small business like ours, anywhere between 10 to 15% would be ideal. The boutique firm that I spoke with at the beginning of the week offered 20%. And then we have a meeting with the VC later on at 11 a.m. Pretty cool. I think this is our 4th conversation with the VC. We're not currently looking to raise, but happy to do more of these introductions just to get to know people and then have VCs and investors learn more about our business, where we are, where we're aiming to be by the end of the year, and then what the next couple of years looks like for us. A few minutes here before the meeting. Gonna finish the rest of my coffee, and then I'll talk to you guys later today. First 2 calls of the day done. The one with Deloitte went well. I think we are a bit too small to work with them. I think it was good to at least start the relationship, and the person that I was speaking to was actually very, very helpful. Next call, VC. So they're mainly an American VC, but they have a small branch, it seems like, here in Canada. I think right now we're laser focused on securing our first fully paid, fully converted customer and converting the different companies that we're actively talking to and that we have in our pipeline. And I think after we start generating some revenue from the WMS itself, we can start to look at how we want to scale and the funding options on how we can be successful with that. But the number 1 priority is going to be obviously non-dilutive funding. That's why we're having these conversations this week with Shred Consultants. But yeah, that was a lot. I just made my second coffee, going to get back to a little bit of work. And then we have our call with the ecom brand owner in a little bit here. This is going to be the end of the video, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm not sure if this was a short video, but if it was, there's a lot more to come next week. We already have a site visit scheduled for Tuesday. This is a self-fulfilling brand, and they have a few brick and mortar store locations. We'll try our best to record as much of that as possible next week. Yeah, pretty happy with what we've been doing on YouTube recently, having people reach out and getting connected to VCs and potential customers through YouTube. That's everything for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, leave a like, leave a comment. Let us know if you'd like to see anything else in these videos. If there's anything you guys would like to know about us or our business. I think on the last video, only 12% of the people watching are subscribed. So might as well subscribe if you made it all the way to the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next week.